Yo, man. What's up, people? It's your boy, King Dion here. You already know. NBA 2K18. Contested shot logic, man. Contested shot logic in this game is so out of whack that it's comical, man. How is this? And this is going to go into a rant of. This is going to go into kind of a rant because I seen NBA Live 18 gameplay. They've been dropping gameplay information on that like crazy. And the state of 2K. But I want to showcase this problem. You know, I always hope developers see things like this, man, because they have to, man. They have to because, and I don't know if 2K is interested in making a simulation basketball game, but I sure hope so. I hope one of these basketball games is interested in putting out a simulation basketball game because I looked at NBA Live 18, right? Live 18 looks a little wonky here and there. I mean, not 18, but 19, excuse me. It looks a little wonky here and there, but I'll go into that after this. I'll go exactly into what I think about that clip that I saw. But look, man, please believe me when I tell you because I can't prove it in the replay because in the instant replay because it just doesn't show up. I have the setting on where it allows me to see how heavily my shots are contested, whether it's light, open. Please believe me when I tell you this registers as a heavy contested shot, man. Heavily contested shot. Why is this a heavily contested? I'm not even gonna sit here and tell you guys that this shot is supposed to be automatic, right? Nothing in basketball is guaranteed. This shot could be a tad bit harder than most, but a heavy contest, man. At the most, this should be a light or very light contest, or if they had a situation for a very light contest, half-hearted contest, dude. This shot is about as good as hearing footsteps behind you on layups, right? Like this. Look, this is not a contest. Anybody who watches basketball, and plays it knows this is not a good contest, man. This is a very light contest at most, but this registers as a heavy contest right here. Him just running past me, and I missed this shot. What's not understood when 2K when they do stuff like this, what's not understood to the audience and the fan base, because a casual onlooker looking in be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, you just missed a mid-range jump shot, right? If you look at what I just did here off of this screen and roll, these are basic basketball principles. I understand how to play the game of basketball. This is why I get so upset when I see stuff like this happen, because what it is doing is it is effectively taking away playing to strengths and weaknesses, making the defense pay. It is completely killing that, and that is what you do in basketball, and that's what elite players do in basketball. For a second, let me break down what I did and why I'm not really upset. I don't get upset at these games no more, but I had a feeling I should make a video on this because this is important, man. I see this screen right here, right? DeAndre Jordan is coming to set this screen. Now I notice, Miles Turner decides he just wants to play the role man, right? And then, it's a viable option because, like, maybe he doesn't want to come up so high, you know what I'm saying, and get beat to the rim by the role man. So it's a couple of different reasons why they'll play back like this. But as I come off this screen, I notice I have him beat off the screen. This is what happens when you choose this option that Miles Turner chose. He chose to play back on the roll man, so DeAndre Jordan couldn't get a roll to the basket, which is what he does. Like, he's a great finisher towards, like, right inside the paint. He's not going to miss too many of those. I could do a lot with him. I could throw a oop there, So he's taking away those options. He'd rather give me this jump shot, and I understand that. And that's the price you pay. You give away this elbow line jump shot, and this is why one of the greatest tools in a point guard, slash in point guard's arsenal is this elbow pull up jump shot. And you see, I miss it because it's a heavily contest. They fucked up, right? They made the wrong decision. This is the wrong decision for this situation, and basketball is a reward game. You can't take everything away. So I'm not saying what the CPU did here was dumb. They didn't do anything dumb right here. This was just a CPU making a choice, and it had to pay for it. Wide open jump shot right here. Maybe Miles Turner probably should have stepped up right there once he realized Thaddeus Young. But I'm not gonna nitpick that much on it. But this is an elbow jump shot right here, man, and this register is a heavy contest, effectively taking away the ability to make the defense pay. This to me is absolutely ridiculous, man. And these guys who ride the 2K bandwagon all day. Now, I was watching some NBA Live gameplay, the NBA Live 19 gameplay, and in my honest opinion, the game looked pretty good, right? NBA Live has had a problem with animations, right? Animations have looked wonky, but the older I get, the less I care about that, and the more I care about basketball fundamentals being respected. And from what I saw in that gameplay, it looked a tad bit wonky, so the animations are faster in certain spots than they should be, and sometimes they might not flow together the best. But it was when I tell you it was a vast improvement from Live 18. And that's enough for me right there. But what I noticed in it was basketball principles were being respected. Like guys actually felt and looked like they were trying to protect the ball, and they cared where the ball was in the court, because NBA Live, has really never had a problem with ball tangibility. It happens here and there, what I'm saying, because it's not perfect and it's a game. Clipping is going to happen in the game, but it's never had a problem with ball tangibility, right? Like the ball has hardly ever, you hardly ever see the ball going through players' limbs and bodies and stuff like that. And that's because I believe they have something under the hood that's dictating certain animations to happen before the ball clips. I think they prioritized that, because I had a clip of where Russell Westbrook drove to the rim, and I'll upload on here. It was NBA Live. Russell Westbrook drove to the rim, he laid the ball up, and he started bracing himself around the bodies and stuff while he was landing and bumping into people. He started bracing himself as if the game was selecting animations to replicate a player actually understanding that there's an object in a way. 2K doesn't do that, and it might look like it, but it doesn't. What 2K does is you go into somebody, and then once you touch that person, an animation triggers. For the most cases, some of them are proximity, but a lot of these bump animations, when we're talking about running direct, and this is why the reason why the way you get stopped when you run directly into somebody looks terrible in this game, because there's not a real animation for it. It's just like your offensive player kind of just stops and picks up the ball, and most of the time it's a blow by when it shouldn't be. But basically what I'm trying to say is ball tangibility has been a thing, been a problem for 2K for the longest time, and it has not really been a problem for Live, because like I said, I think they have some type of thing working under the hood to minimize that. I think they're purposely trying to minimize that as much as they can. But anyway, as far as simulation basketball goes, man, this is what these casual 2K players don't understand. I was looking in the comment section of that NBA Live 18 video, and I was astonished by the amount of hate that the game was getting. Like, oh, it looks the same as Live 18. Oh, it looks this and that. Nobody's ever mentioning the problems, like with like the good things that they saw about it. Just like it looks like NBA Live 18. First of all, it doesn't look like Live 18. If you played Live 18, then you would know right off the back when you saw it that the game looked vastly improved. Okay. But the things that I was seeing on the court, a lot of seeing in them gameplays, just seems like something that a lot of people, want to breeze over. But then they want to praise 2K. Some dude in the comment section sitting here talking about 2K is, oh yeah, NBA 2K 18. I go there for my simulation. NBA 2K, 2K hasn't been a simulation basketball game for a long time, people. We're talking, I think, NBA 2K16. And like I said, when I say this basketball game as an NBA 2K18, when I say it's a good building point for a foundation, I do mean that, because I don't hate this game enough to not play it. You see, when I don't like these games, I just don't play them. NBA 2K17 was a prime example. It was terrible, and I didn't play it. But 2K hasn't been a simulation basketball game for a long time, man. Long time, dude. and live, and see, these games are competing in the same space now. NBA Live is trying to become a simulation basketball game that's focused more on simulation, and NBA 2K is going away from simulation. You can see it in their modes. They're still considered a simulation basketball game, but you can see it as the modes they're adding, the kind of stuff that they're adding in the game. They're going farther and farther away from simulation each year, man. But these games, as of right now, they're competing in the same space, and that's why I bring them up in the same breath, because they're competing for the same market. So that's what these guys don't really understand, man. Like, if basketball follows, and even if it is done kind of wonky and it doesn't, sometimes it looks kind of messed up. The NBA Live tries to follow basic basketball principles, man. Like, protect the ball, make the defense pay. You know what I'm saying? Decision making and consequences of actions and stuff on the court. That's the kind of stuff NBA Live tries to do. You know what I'm saying? Am I saying that it's better than 2K? No, I'm not saying it's better than 2K. 2K is more polished, but there's a lot of things missing in 2K. Like stuff like this, like the ability to make the defense play. This is a basic basketball play for a slashing guard, dude. Come on, man. You'll see them shoot that jump shot a lot, and what they're doing is, after they beat the man and their man gets caught on the screen, what they're doing is they're checking to see what that roll man is doing and what the defender down there is doing to see what shot they have. I couldn't have played this any better than what I did here. You know what I'm saying? And it fell on deaf ears because of I could have took it in the paint, but then if I took it in the paint, they'd stepped up. So this, for right now, this was the best shot I could have took here. So because Miles Turner's been down there throwing my shots away, so I decided to pull this one because it was there, and it's not being rewarded. This game had and I've been playing with a couple of there's a slider set that. Well, I put one together. I actually put the jump shot defense strength down to 0, right? 0 on there and 0 on the release and 0 on the gather. I might play around. I'm not in this one though. This one is it's default basically, but like but I like to test around with different sliders and stuff like that. And I think I do like the sliders being at 0. The jump shot contest sliders being at 0 because it puts together a more accurate game of basketball. Now you'll have to lower the shooting sliders to around 45 or something like that to get, and you'll have to lower the close shot slider down a whole lot because, man, they make this shot a lot. Like if the jump shot defense strength gather isn't high, you know what I'm saying, it isn't high enough, they'll just make this shot all day. So that means floaters around and the paint will be going in all day. So I've been trying to tweak that. But as far as jump shots go, when you put those sliders to 0, it replicates what you'd see on TV. Contests still do matter, but guys still sometimes knock down contested shots, just like it should be in real life. And if a guy's hot, what I'm saying, especially he's going to play well if he's hot, what I'm saying, because that's how it is in basketball. Guys get into a rhythm. Sometimes it don't matter what you do to them if they're going to get into a rhythm. So, but yeah, man, like this is one of the things that I want to showcase, dude. And for NBA 2K19, man, just shit, any one of these basketball games, man, you need to pay attention to basketball fundamentals and basketball principles, man. Basketball basics, dude. Elbow pull-up jump shot, heavily contested. This dude is behind me, Joe. This dude is behind me, man. Didn't contest, didn't jump, didn't just sweep past me, and just in and out. And it's a heavily, it's silliness, just silliness, dude. And I'm gonna just end the video there, man, because like there's the kind of stuff that makes you not want to play the game anymore, because it doesn't. What else are you to do when the CPU can just take everything away all at the same time? Come on, man. Peace out, people. It's Boy King Dion. Later.